if we're being honest, don't you feel like this was a sigh of relief moment for the Buffalo Bills too? Like
Yeah.
this was an ugly football game because of the conditions. We knew it was going to be an ugly football game. This was where Josh Allen had to be at his best. And frankly, I think Josh Allen had to be careful with the football, which he was 16-22 for a $127. We're not talking about a big game here. In fact, other than Khalil Shakir, really nobody got going in the passing game. But the other part of this is that you knew that, frankly, Josh Allen was going to have to just continually live to see another down, 10 carries for 20 yards. Again, these are not epic numbers for Josh Allen. Never really felt like he got going. But here's what he didn't do. He didn't screw up. It was the ultimate live to see another down sort of game. But most importantly, the Bills just took advantage of the small opportunities they got. They win this game. And now it's just getting out of the divisional round, getting to the AFC Championship. Yeah, no, they got to take on the Chiefs. That's not an easy task. But it did feel to me like towards the end of the game, there was this pressure mounting around the Bills. Even after they got the lead late in the game, the pressure just felt like it got bigger and bigger and bigger. So to me, the balloon pop the nation felt at the end of Sunday night was the pop of pressure finally getting off the Bills' backs to get that win at home in the divisional round.
I mean, it's because of their past. Obviously, they've never won a Super Bowl, and just so many games that they've just gotten punched right in the gut right at the end. Going back, Ronnie Harmon dropping the pass, Scott Norwood missing the field goal, Thurman Thomas forgetting his helmet, even the Music City Miracle, 13 seconds against the Chiefs a couple of years ago, Tyler Bass wide right last year. It just all these scars for Bills fans that you just kind of felt this pressure. You're absolutely right. And Lamar's driving them downfield. And Mark Andrews drop. Well, I feel terrible for Mark Andrews. That was kind of the lucky bounce the Bills haven't gotten in years and years and years. And maybe if you're the Bills, you're saying, maybe fortune's finally on our side for once. Maybe this is our year. Maybe that's the sign that we could go on and win this whole thing. Because they can. The Chiefs can too. Like, I think when you talk about the AFC, both of these teams are Super Bowl worthy teams. It's just whoever wins, Ali Frazier won next Sunday night. It's going to be a great game. But the Bills, yes, the Bills kind of had all these ghosts, I think, chasing them at the end of this game of all these playoff disappointments they've had through the years. And not all these players wear that on their shoulders. They weren't old enough to really know about Scott Norwood and all that. They hear about it, I'm sure, but this wasn't on them. But even the past few years of the Josh Allen era and these tough losses they've had to the Bengals in the snow in the divisional round a few years ago, stuff like that. And now it's like, okay, like, that's a game we lose. Like that's a game in the past we find a way to lose. Just some weird thing happens, some bad luck, but the breaks went their way. And I do want to say this, like we've all been the MVP discussion, right? It happened over the last month of the season. And what was the narrative? It's, oh, well, Lamar Jackson just has such a much better team around him, and Josh Allen is kind of carrying these guys to the finish line. And Josh Allen obviously has so much worse teammates than Lamar Jackson. That's why he's the MVP. I think this was not a Josh Allen game in any way. You kind of touched upon it. He didn't play bad. He played a mistake-free game. He did make some big plays when he had to, but 127 passing yards, 20 rushing yards. This was not a Josh Allen game. This was not, hey, Josh, take the ball and do something with it because we need you to bail us out. No. This is James Cook and the rest of those running backs really controlling the tempo. This was the Bills defense playing pretty well overall. I mean, forcing the big plays when they had to, holding the Ravens to 10 points in the first half. This was a kind of team effort that the Bills don't get credit for. They just get this whole narrative of Josh Allen has a whole franchise on his shoulders and that's the only reason they're winning. And this game was opposite of that. Josh Allen was, dare I say, kind of a game manager in this one. And nothing against Josh. He's an awesome, incredible player. But I think this game proves to the Bills, hey, we're better than just Josh Allen's backup band. This is a pretty good football team that can go on and win a Super Bowl. And I think this was a kind of a big step in their development as a team to win when Josh Allen wasn't Josh Allen. He's certainly good, but this wasn't Josh Allen doing everything. This was the Bills playing really, really well to face a really good Ravens team.
Yeah, credit the defense. 7 tackles for loss and 5 quarterback hits in this game. Those are big numbers that are disruptors. Now
it's hard against this Ravens team, man. How do you defend them at some point? But I thought they did a good job. It got away from them a little bit in the second half. Derrick Henry started to get going, and Lamar started making plays. But yeah, they gave up a ton of yards, 400 some. They couldn't get the stop at the end, with all that stuff. But when you play this Ravens team, you're getting graded on a curve. Like, that's an awesome offense. And I thought the Bills should be proud of their defensive effort. They did enough to win. And on a day where Josh Allen was pretty quiet, part of what they did.